Good morning, brothers and sisters. Hope you guys are having a great Wednesday. It's hump day. What? Oh, yeah. Hump day. Getting over the hump. Praise God. Christ is King. Hope you guys are having a good morning. Hope you got a lot of that good Java inside of you. It's always nice to have something hot inside of you. Mm. I like my coffee like I like my women, hot and sweet. All right. So we're just going to jump right into it, man. I've been scrolling this morning on X and checking out the news, see what's in the news. I keep seeing this thing popping up about this young guy they found hanging from a tree. Apparently, they ruled it as a suicide, but everyone's um, outraged about it. Well, not everyone. We know the ones who are outraged about it. They're trying to make it into something saying someone lynched him, but I mean, there's no evidence of it yet. I mean, I hope not. Let me see. I mean, I hope no one would do that to a young guy. I mean, you talk about if it turns out someone did, it's going to be 2020 somewhere of love all over again. All right, so apparently his name was Trey Reed. If you guys got any more information about him, man, let me know. Um, at Delta State University, his body was found hanging from a tree. It looks like a suicide. Looks like he climbed up there and hung himself. But other people are trying to say that there was foul play. I don't know. I don't know any facts about it, but I keep seeing it pop up in my feed for the past couple of days. Trey was a young man full of promise and warmth, deeply loved and respected by all who knew him. His family and the campus community deserve a full independent investigation to uncover the truth about what happened. We cannot accept vague conclusions when so many questions remain. I stand with his family and I will lead a team of civil rights leaders and organizations in pursuing transparency and answers for Trey's family. Okay. I mean, it's interesting that oh, it's Ben Crump. And pay attention. This is an ambulance chasing attorney who is a race baiter. Anytime a young black person is killed or something, Ben Crump's there to be their attorney. But I don't know, man. I think maybe it might just be a suicide. It's a sad epidemic. I don't know if you guys remember. I think it was last year. Hutch did a video about how um I think it's like 80% of suicides in America are men. There's like an epidemic of suicide of young men, especially young men. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. It seems like they are trying to on the left. They're trying to find someone to replace the news cycle of Charlie Kirk because Charlie's still in the news cycle. Man, people are still arguing about it, which is weird to me in the mainstream media. And I don't know. Pick one. Delete all your mistakes, or $100,000. To me, this is a no brainer. $100,000, obviously. Um, what we call our mistakes are what made us who we are now. I mean, everyone's got something they regret, maybe an embarrassing moment or something, but I would never delete all my past mistakes. Who knows what kind of horrible person I would be if I didn't make all these mistakes in my life to change and better myself and be who I am now. But I wonder how many people are so narcissistic that they would want to do that. Think about it, going all the way back to your childhood and delete every mistake you ever made. Well, I mean, what would that even look like? Some crazy things on the internet. I thought this was cute. This old man takes a morning stroll with his wife, and he's befriended a stranger's dog. Like he doesn't even know the owner or anything, but this dog comes to the fence, and this man and him just share this moment. There's still good in the world, guys. There's a lot more good than evil. The evil is just the loudest. There's still good in us. We all came from the Creator. He made us in His image. We are image bearers of the one true God, and He is only good. He is the ultimate good. There's good in us. We just gotta let it out. Yuri Bezimov. Leftist theory controls who is and who is not a victim, and that is an incredible form of invisible power. That control casts some as villains and enlists rescuers to act. This dynamic dictates who receives sympathy and here raises a mob to inflict violence on the villains. I would say though that they're losing their grip on that because of the gross abuse of it. The people who they say are victims, it is almost always comes out no, actually they weren't. You know, they glorified George Floyd as some like civil rights martyr, and then it turns out that the guy OD'd on drugs and actually contributed nothing positive to anyone's community. And one after the other they've done this, and then when someone genuinely was a good person and just liked to have conversations with people is assassinated in cold blood in front of his children, in front of all of us really, and they still try to cast him as a villain and not a true victim or true martyr. So Yuri, I would say leftist theory is losing its grip, man. Big time. It's backfired on them. This is interesting. We kind of talked about this last night in the live stream. Devout religious followers have better sex lives. A shocking study. Why is it shocking? Of course, people in a deep committed relationship with each other who use sex in the way that God intended. You know, God intended us to have sex with each other. He told us to go forth, be fruitful, and multiply. How are we going to do that without sex? But He blesses sex when we use it the right way. Right? When we use it with our partner in marriage. That's just the way He did it. And I mean, as adults, we should be able to talk about this. Best sex of my life I ever had is with my wife, by far. Speaking of the live stream last night, if you guys haven't seen it, man, go over to Tribe's channel and watch it. It is by far the best live stream I've ever done in my life, that I've ever had the honor to be a part of. Thank Tribe, man, so much for putting it on and for God to just showing up and moving. It was amazing. I'll put the link in the description of this video. I put it in the link. I'll put the link in the description of yesterday's video. Tribe's a good friend. Him and his wife Nisi. Appreciate them so much. But you guys got to go check out that live stream, man. It was amazing. And I've had some really good streams, you know, in the past 5 years on YouTube with all kinds of great people. But this was by far the best. They can call us fascists and Nazis. We call them domestic terrorists. Start using the term fight back. You know, this is how we overcome the evil, with truth, always with truth. That's how Charlie Kirk overcame it. That's how so many other people overcome it. When you have someone that is so radicalized that you can't reason with them sometimes, but speaking out the truth, knowing the facts, and doing it in a manner where you're not just screaming past each other, you know, not being afraid to stand up at work and in our family dinners, wherever, man. For too long, we've let this evil society dictate how we relate to each other. I've always hated that the saying goes, you never talk religion or politics with anyone. Yes, you do. Always do that. You should always let someone know how you feel and what you think, especially if they believe something that is completely and obviously false and part of a dangerous ideology that is only designed to divide us and tear this country apart. It's time for us to do that. Not to do it condescendingly, you know, not to do it with a smirk just because you want to own them, but because you love them and you want them to know the truth. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. That's how we overcome the evil, man. We just keep speaking the truth. We keep speaking facts. I was hanging out in Mad Shad's live stream yesterday. Man, Chad has some good streams, man. He has a good group of people with good heads on their shoulders in his streams. Always enjoy listening to Mad Chad. They're talking about the coming civil war here in this country, and it does seem inevitable. It seems like for over a decade we've become so divided, so bifurcated. There's literally two nations living within the same country, and there is no reconciling the ideologies because the other side has an ideology to where they've made it so disagreement is violence against them. If you disagree with their ideology, there is no discussion because they consider it violence. And the reason it's like that way is because it justifies them murdering us. So I don't think there's any reconciling or reasoning with that type of evil. But speaking truth to the spirit of that person can make a difference. Okay. But I do think there's something coming, to our country that we can't avoid what it will be and what it will look like. I don't think any of us know. You can't really compare our country to other countries. We're unlike any other nation in this world. The United States is a massive country, and we are broken up by geography, by ideology, by all kinds of things. Really, it's almost like we're all these little smaller regional places that are connected by an ideology called the United States of America. So it's almost like we are little tiny nations within big one, you know. So no one knows what a full civil conflict would look like in the United States now. We can't even compare it to the first Civil War when you think about it. Think about how that war looked and where all the major battles actually were and how long it took to get from one battlefield to the next. I mean, now we're all connected by technology, by these supercomputers that we have in our pockets, by the internet, just all kinds of things, all kinds of technologies, all kinds of weaponry. We have no idea what it would look like. And it can be scary, but I'm not worried about it. I just prepare myself and my family and to do my small part here, you know. There's Andy. No. Andy has paid the price fighting the Democrat Party's brown shirt thugs, Antifa. Quite frankly, he's lucky to be alive. Listen to this interview. It's chilling enough that you should arm yourself and get training. Andy No is a interesting character. I mean, he's a gay man, but he is totally 100% against the leftist ideology and Antifa, mainly because during 2020 in the Summer of Love, he was up in Seattle and he was just reporting on what was it, the Chop Chaz area up there in Seattle that they set up, and Antifa attacked him, almost killed him. I mean, and he just made it his mission in life to expose them, and he's done a good job. He's done some very very good reporting on Antifa. This is sad. I saw this earlier. This is a little girl with mental illness who thinks she looks like a man. She's had her breastises removed. She thinks this is how men act too. I've noticed that a lot about trans people. Men who try to act like women and women who try to act like men. It's like they're putting on a show. They're acting. They're not even being themselves. Does not look like a man at all. If I saw this person, I would think to myself, hey, it's one of them bull dykes. It's sad. I hope they find Christ and get delivered, find real happiness. A few years ago, I was lost and homeless and nothing but my guitar and a head full of dreams. But on my darkest days, I met a cat who changed everything. He wasn't a scruffy stray. He had these gentle, deep eyes, almost like he was looking right into my soul at first. He just followed me from a distance, but pretty soon he was my constant companion. I knew right away we had a silent connection. And from that moment on, we were inseparable. We lived on the streets together, sharing every meal, every quiet moment, every hope of a better future. Music became our language. When I played my guitar, he would sit right by my feet, listening as if he understood every note. Sometimes he'd even meow along, a little duet between us. People passing by would often smile as if we were a small bright spot in an otherwise gray world. One day, a kind stranger noticed us. They told me they had seen us around for a while and offered to help. It was the moment our luck finally turned. We went from living on the streets to having a home, warmth, and the certainty that we would never be alone again. We had found a family, a place where we could finally be ourselves without fear. I looked at him every day, and I know that I might not be here without him. He saved me in a way I never thought possible. He's more than a pet. He's my friend, my support, my brother. I know wherever it takes me, he'll be right there by my side every step of the way. Sweet. Very sweet. I think most of us can share stories of a kinship with animals. Um, I mean, I love animals. I have all kinds of pets, including cats, man. Me and my cats, or our family's cats, they're really my daughters and my mom's, but um, we have a weird relationship. We tolerate each other. I talk to them all the time. I'm always talking junk to the cat, telling them to go catch a mouse or something, earn their food. There's one cat who has never let me pet him or touch him. His name is Joe. He's a big old tabby. Um, he'll come around, or I'll come around, and he'll just look at me like with disdain, and he's like, "You ain't even got no food. I'm leaving." And he does. He walks away every time I come around, like I offended him or something a long time ago, and he just can't forgive me. But that's cool. I always like to hear stories about how people connect with animals. When God put Adam in the garden, and God said it's not good that man should be alone. He needs a helper. And God formed every animal that He had already made on the earth. He made special animals in the garden just for Adam to see how Adam would interact with them and how he would name them. You know, and I think that the animals that God brought up out of the ground and created in that moment just for Adam, they had a special kinship with Adam. And I think that special kinship passed on from mother to father, down through the ages. And that's why we as people have kinship with animals. Like you always hear these stories of how just a wild animal that's usually something that you can't be around, somehow this one specific animal and this one specific human being had this relationship together that goes beyond reason. It's a beautiful thing, man. Let's also not forget Irina's boyfriend, Stas Nikolitsia, who was at home waiting for his girlfriend that would never arrive home from work. Imagine you have to see the person you love's murder over and over and over while the internet weighs in. That would be rough. I've never thought about that. I was sharing the story last night about how I lost my first wife in a car accident. And I've never considered what if it was on the internet over and over and over because it was a viral moment in human history. People were talking about it and weighing in on it. And I bet it's rough, man. Montel Williams. I don't really care to hear what he has to say, to be honest. Gunther Eagle. Montel Williams is a tool. I call it young people speaking out for Charlie. That's cool. This is what the future looks like. So many incredible young voices proudly proclaiming, I am Charlie Kirk. Their passion and conviction are truly inspiring. As Charlie himself says, you guys give me great hope. God bless you guys. The next generation is ready to stand up for what they believe in. And that was Charlie's mission, man, to reach young people. We should be trying to reach young people because the other side sure tries to reach them with their drag story hours and crap, trying to sexualize our children into a death cult. Amen. A person disguised themselves as a bin bag to take a package from someone's doorstep. It's kind of crazy how this is porch piracy has become like such an epidemic all over the country too. I forget where I was the other day. I was hauling some fuel, and I was waiting for him to get back from lunch because their gate was locked, and there were two packages just sitting there, two big ones, and I was like, man, I'm surprised these things haven't been stolen. Look at this. I mean, I I wonder, like, the porch piracy, is it just a potluck? It's just a crapshoot? Like, how do you know what you're getting? You might be getting, like, some dishcloths or something that some elderly woman ordered on Amazon. Like you're just going to get a package, you don't know what's in it, or do they know? Can they tell? How I mean, is there a way? It just seems like you're putting yourself at risk for going to prison for theft or whatever, and you might be getting nothing. You might be getting, like, some person who is incontinent, you might be getting their monthly package, it depends, or something. Anyway, that's what I have, guys. Just going through the news this morning, just seeing all the things that's going on in the world. And there's a lot. There's a lot more that if we wanted to, we could look up on what's going on. Um, a couple of hours before Charlie was shot on September 10th, Russia shot some missiles into Poland. Um, we don't know if it was intentional or if it was an accident. I mean, you can't tell with Vladimir Putin. Guy's kind of a psychopath. So, and then Charlie got shot, and it changed the whole news cycle. And cause Poland was wanting to call up the whole NATO thing. I mean, they're bound and determined to get our sons and daughters over in Ukraine fighting Russia, no matter what it takes. They really are. And I don't want my kids have any part of a border dispute between two Slavic nations. I really don't. All right, let's end with a laugh. My sister probably thinks I don't love her, but I would do anything to get her. Oh, brothers and sisters, man, we love each other. Hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you out there, man. God bless. Peace. I'm out.